see this counter tool. This is counter tool here. This is apply a series of concretic shapes that radiate into or out of an object. Okay, that's what the counter tool does. Okay, to start with this tool, I'll draw an object here first. See, object, if I'm drawing an object, it can be anything. It can be circle, triangle, anything, square, or it can even be star kind of object, this kind of object too. So that for that also you can give it the counter effect to this button. Okay, so to make for easier to understand, I am drawing a square here. Okay, so I'll draw a square box here. Okay, and instead of square, what I'll do is I'll take a circle. Okay, I'll take a circle here. So in circle I'll give some color. Okay, this is some color I have given it to it. And next is I'll go to this counter tool. Okay, in counter tool I'll select this counter tool, and what I need to do is I need to drag my mouse on this tool. Okay, see, I drag my mouse, it is creating counter for this particular object. Okay, the multiple objects what you see, that's a counter. Okay, now this is my one single object here, and for that I have created counter, that is multiple objects for that. To view the counter tool options, I need to select the entire countered object on my sheet, then I'll get this tool options here. If you select only the object which I drawn, it doesn't show the tool options here. Okay, I need to select the entire object, or what I need to do is simply select this object and click on the counter tool here. Okay, then it selects, by default it selects the entire counter object. Now I'll start from here. This is the positioning, as I say, to move the, if I move this, it will change the positioning will change it, you see. Next is the size. You can change the size. I will keep equal size, the height and the width. Okay, now this is the size. Now again the next is, this is to center. As I click on center, the counter what it does is, before it was outside my object, the counters were outside my objects. The multiple circles what you see which has been created, that were outside my object. Okay, now if I click on this to center, what it does is, all the objects which were outside, the objects created which were outside, it has brought it to inside. Now the multiple objects it has created inside my object. Okay, that is to center. Again this is inside counter. In inside counter, if I select this, if I go to this tool here, counter tool, and I'll get this particular, see, this is type arrow type of here, and if I move this thing, see the box what you see before the arrow, if I want to move this to change the look of this particular countered object. As I keep moving, the objects also keeps moving. Okay, now as I move this, to center tool by default goes to inside counter. Now the difference in inside counter and to center tool is, in inside counter the object can be anywhere in between the circle, like from, it can be near to the start of the object or in between the center of the object, near to center of the object. If I click on to, if I this to center tool, if I click this, it goes exactly in between the object. Okay, that's the last, the countered object, that is the last object from the beginning of the object to this is the last object. So just remember, in counter there is only one object, the rest all has been created in by this counter tool. The object in between, it is exactly in the center. The last circle what you see, this small circle, it is exactly in the center. If I move this from the center, then by default the tool here goes to this one, inside counter. Now this is inside counter, inside the object, but not exactly in the center. If I click this, it goes exactly in the center. Okay, if I move this, it is inside but not exactly in the center. In the same way, the last one is outside the counter. If I click this, it goes outside the counter, outside your object. That's that you can say in Corel language, that's a counter. It goes, this is the original object of mine, that's outside this one. object. Now here you can create number of multiple objects. Okay, so if I decrease this, the counter keeps on decreasing. I'll keep it 2 at present to understand, and I can directly move this from here. Okay, and directly move this from here. See, I can move it from here, or you can the positioning can be changed from here too. See, here you see the counter offset, the spacing in between the counters can be changed from here. So this, if I reduce, it reduces the spacing in between the counters. If I increase, it increases the spacing. Okay, now what I've done is this is my original object which is filled with some color, and this is the last object which has some other color. Okay, now this filling of these colors is by default whatever last I had selected for filling of this color, it has filled with that color. Okay, that can be changed. I'll show you later on. Now see, now this I have kept this in counter objects. I have kept this only as 2. This can be anything from, it can be 150, 200, anything. Okay, now easier to understand, I kept it only 2 so that you will see the changes happening in this counter object. Okay, now this is the 10 mm size, this is the 10 mm size in between. Now next tool we will see, this is the counter corners. The corners, these corners you can see only in the square box. Okay, we will draw a square box and we will see this particular thing, because the corners, the sharp corners will be changed to rounded corners, rounded can be changed to this one, beveled corners. Okay, now we will go to the next tool, linear counter. This is the default. Clockwise counter means the middle color, it changes drastically to some other color, but it is a mixture of 2 colors. And again the counterclockwise, again it changes to some other color. But by default this is the clockwise. Okay, now here suppose if I want to change the color of outline as well as the outer color. Okay, in between the object, this is red color which is created by us. That color if you need to change, I simply have to select this object and change the color. Okay, as you change the color, the other colors keep changing. Okay, now rest other color, if you want to change the outside colors, if you want to change, except this inside circle color, because that's our object which we have drawn. The rest is created by counter tool. So if you want to change the outside colors, this is to change the outline color. If I change it to some other color, let's change it to black. Okay, here see, the outline color has been changed to black. That's to view it more, to see it the changes. What I'll do is, again I go to this outline pen tool here, shortcut for which is F12, and increase the outline size, increase it to 2. See, the outline color, it has changed to black. So that I can change it from here in the tool options. This is pen and I can change the color from here. Okay, now it is the outline pen color, that the color of the counter objects, only those are being changed. The object which we have drawn, that's not changing, because we need to change. If we want to change that, we need to change it by selecting only that particular object. I'll select this object. If you want to remove or put some other color to this outline, simply go to this color and click my mouse right button. Okay, here I can change the color. Now you see only the object selected, only that particular object colors, fill or outline color can be changed. Okay, if you want to remove, I'll remove it. See, as soon as you remove the outline from here, the rest of the counted objects also removes their outline. Okay, now this is for outline color filling option. Okay, you can fill it with any of the color.